Hey guys, so this video I'm going to be talking about threading in Python, and in particular how it helps us with things like downloading historical data a lot faster. This is particularly useful if you have multiple accounts. Let's say I have two accounts, each with two users. So I pay for four different data subscriptions, four different accounts worth of subscriptions. So I can leverage that by running, getting data for each simultaneously, and it'll be much faster. So we'll show you how to do that all in one program as opposed to a few different notebooks. But as you see, I have four IB gateways for my four users in my two accounts, and as you see, each one will have a different port. This one has 4003, for example. Other one is 4002, other one is 4001, other one is 4004. So let's first talk about threading. So Python's threading is not real threading like in C, not real multi-threading like in C, because there's this global interpreter lock. But we're not going to get into details about that. But let's just say like you can run separate threads, and those are computations that are non-blocking. And whenever there's downtime, other things are computing, so it kind of like alternates between things. It's very good for network or I/O bound things, and for API bound things if you have multiple accounts, like in our case we're showing. So let me show you guys just a basic example of threads. So the threading library, first of all, is a built-in library. And basically, like the hello world of threading, they all use the time module. So let me show you guys an example. So first, let's just say we have a normal function like the print, I'll call it print data. And I'll have an argument name and a limit. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to do something like for I in range limit print F, a formatted print. I'll print the name and the limit. So I'll do name, let's do name, and then a limit, I'll do name and the iteration number. Okay. So, and then I'll add a time dot sleep, meaning every 1 second I'll do it. Okay. So let's, import threading, sorry. Okay, great. What did I mess up on? There we go. Nope. Sorry. I'm sleep deprived. Okay, so let's say I'm gonna run this print data thing with my name and a limit 10. As you see, it runs and it's blocking. It's running in the main thread, so it's blocking. This 3 I can't even get to, right? Okay. So let's say I add a variable called global, I'll do stop, right? And I'll make stop equals to up equals to false, right? And I want to stop, if you get stop, then break, then stop the loop. I can't write stop equals true because this is running in the main thread and it's blocking, and I'll never get to this thing. I'll never get to this stop command, right? So this is where you should be using threading. So you can create a new thread by doing like thread equals threading dot thread. You do target equals your function, like print data, and then your arguments are your arguments. If you have one argument, by the way, I think you have to leave it like that and not just do that. So but we have 2, let's say a D and 10. Let's do 100, right? So this means it'll run in a separate thread, pseudo thread. So if I do thread.start, as I wrote here, this starts a thread. So I do thread.start, and now as you see, it's doing a D0, 1, 2, whatever. It's not blocking. I can do whatever I want. I can type in 443 plus 4 is 447. It's still running. I can also do stop equals true, and then once it gets to that stop condition, it'll stop it. As you see, it stopped it. So this is an example of using one thread. So I can make 2 threads. I can do T100 is this, and I can do T10 is this, And then I can do, similarly, I can do threading.thread. I'll call it Bob, and then I'll do 10. And then I can do T100.start, and I can do T10.start. And as you see, it's not this, then that. They kind of run whenever there's like a little bit of downtime, they switch between them. I don't know why this thing happens. I have to look into that. But anyways, since they both use the same stop variable, I can do stop equals true, and it'll stop both of them eventually. Oh, so Bob already finished because Bob's only up to 10. Okay. Another thing that's interesting is there's this join thing. So let's say you don't want future code to execute. Let's make this instead. Let's say you don't want the future code to execute until these things are finished. So you can do t100.join, t10.join, and now I can't do any future code because this thing blocks it. So if you want it blocked, but you still wanted all these spun up first, you do the .join. So now I have to wait for 100 to do that. So let's just restart it. There's also a thing called daemon threads, and I'm not going to talk about that, but like if you're running things not in a Jupyter notebook, a daemon thread basically is like when your program is done, but you still have these minor threads executing, it'll finish even though you have the minor threads executing. There'll be like an argument here called daemon equals true. Because I restarted the notebook, but there's going to be an argument called daemon here, and equals true. And if you do that and you're running it in like a real program, if your script finishes, it'll exit the script even though these threads might still be running. So that's if daemon equals true. That means like it's not really that important of a process. It's more of a background process. But I don't want to talk about that because to be honest, like I want to focus on what we want is to help us get data a lot more fast, because if you're like me and you wasted so much time trying to get data and you're getting one symbol a day, it's going to suck. So let's say I have this list of symbols, right? And this is like 1,000 symbols. NASDAQ, Russell, all that stuff, right? I want to be able to get it as fast as possible. So as I said, I have 2 accounts, and each of those accounts has 2 users. We can make other videos on how to get a second user for your account, which is the #1 recommendation I have when you're starting to trade, is to have 2 users, because then you can have your cell phone and your actual trading. I'll go trading, and you can see like with your phone like what trades you're making. It's very useful. I guess you can see it also in Trader Workstation, but I don't like using that. Anyways, so the goal now is to show how we can use the multi-threading to speed up the process. So the idea is we want to split the work across the various different accounts. We also, in this example, we'll also split across clients. Like let's say for account 1, I'll have port 4001, and I'll have client ID equals 0 and client ID equals 1. I don't think this speeds things up in practice because I think the limitation is per account. But I just want to make it more general. If you were to need to split it up across ports and clients, you could do that. So first, let's list our ports. We can have port IDs equals 4001, 4002, 4003, 4004. Again, this is what you'll have in your IB gateway. And you'll have client IDs. Let's just make it 01. Again, I don't think this speeds it up. I just want to show you guys how these things work. I'll create a variable number of num ports equals lane port IDs. I'll have num clients equals lane client IDs. I'm going to define a variable interval size, which will be like the number of symbols per combination of these things. So I will make that length symbol list divided by num clients divided by num ports. This is integer divide. Okay, and now we're gonna create the symbol list split up, right? So we're gonna have a dictionary with the port number and the client number, and it's gonna split the symbol list into different chunks. So how would I be able to do that? I could do something like port oops, sorry, I can never type client. Oh, sorry. Port. I call it port IDs. Client IDs J. Okay, so this will be our key, and our value will be how we're going to split the interval up. So we're going to do symbol list, and then the start of the interval will be. You can check this with a sheet of paper that this would work. You can do I times num clients plus J times interval size. This is going to be the start, and the endpoint will be the next thing over. So it'll be like I plus times num clients plus J plus 1 times interval size, and for I in range num ports for J in range num clients. And now you'll see the symbol list split looks like this. You'll have, for each combination, you'll have the split a subset of the symbol list. So we split up the symbol list into many parts. Okay, so now let's show you how to use the threading to get the data. First, we need a function that per port client combination create function for port client combo to do work, I should say. Okay, so let's call it def get data, and then I'll do port ID, client ID. Okay, so what do I need in this? First of all, because you're using IB Insync uses this Asyncio library. We'll make videos about Asyncio. You have to do this thing like each basically if you run things in a thread, you need your own event loop per thread. So you have to do this. Just bear with me. This is just code that I got from ChatGPT. I'm just kidding, but like this is something where we should go into much more in depth when we talk about Asyncio. But just bear with me with the next two lines. You need these next two lines. So you need to do this set event loop. Oh, sorry, I can't type. Set event loop. And now we're going to connect to IB here. IB.connect. Oops. Oh, I guess I didn't do the from IB Insync import star. So IB.connect, port equals port ID, client equals client ID, equals client ID. And then we're going to loop over the symbols that we created in the previous section by port ID, client ID. And then for each symbol, we're going to get the data. So how are we going to do that? First, let's print getting data for using, let's do, just to help us out, we're going to do using port ID, using port ID and client ID. Okay. And then here we're going to call the function that we created in the previous video, the 1 month get historical data 1 month fast. So that function I will put at the bottom here. So I will do, and this is probably not going to work for me the first time because I'm doing it live as we speak. So then I have this IB, I have a start date. Let's start from 2023-01, 2020, let's do 2023-01, to 2023, 12-1-01. Let's do this just to make the things seem faster. So we're going to run this function, and what else do we need? We're going to need, we'll get the data frame, and then we'll just save it as a CSV, df.toCSV. You should probably have like a data folder. So format string data, format string data. I'll call it data symbol 1mins.csv. Okay, so I guarantee you this is not going to work the first time. Oh, you should probably also have a try catch thing. So try except, I don't know. Some exceptions sometimes don't work well with IB Insync. But let's just do it anyway. And then you should disconnect at the end after you finish your loop. Connect. Okay. So let's see if this thing works. What a symbolist. Oh, for symbol in. So like I'm going through each symbol. I'm calling the get historical data 1 minute, the fast function from the previous video. As you see, I made a typo. It should be 12.1. And let's see if this thing will work. So I have this get data for port ID and client ID. So now I want to run it in the threads, right? So how on earth am I going to do that? Okay, so let's split it like this. Let's have a threads thing, and then we can do for port ID in port IDs, for client ID in client IDs. Thread equals threading dot thread process. Target equals get data. Args equals port ID, client ID. So now threads dot append thread. Oh, sorry. So this is just creating the threads without running them yet. And then, I mean, I guess I can also do thread.start here. Start. I don't really need the thread.appends. I'm only doing this because, like, you know what? You don't even need this. You don't need the threads.append. You could use it. I'll show you why in a second. But oh, oops. TEDs. No, not TEDs. Not what's that show called? Oops, we're missing end date. Okay, so wait, where's end date? Get historical 1 minute data fast. IB symbol. Oh, we need the symbol. And what else do I need? Start end date. Okay. Okay, let's run this over. Oh, it's not gonna work because my function's at the bottom. So no, let's use better practice and let's save this as a file. So like new text file, and I'll call this rename data utils. .py, and then I'll do something like from data utils import um, okay. Oh, this is still running these things. Okay, let's restart this. Okay, we want this thing, and here we saved it in that data utils, the historical data 1 minute fast. Okay, so now let's see if this works. See, stock is not defined. Okay, because we need, how's stock not defined? Oh, because we need here we need from IB Insync import star. Okay, sorry. And let's say you screwed up on something and you want to reload it, you can do. I'll make a different video on that. Let's just restart it. Sorry. Work. I guarantee you there's gonna be another error. No security definition. Dish. Oh, okay. Well, this is, first of all, this is a good sign, by the way. No security definition. Because like it's showing, like, yeah, see, look, it's working in other threads. Oh, I don't have a dictionary. I don't have a folder named data. So let's restart it again. Sorry. It's actually good that it didn't work. Just to show you guys something. Let's do. We need this. We need the symbol list. We need the partition of symbols, and let's make a direct os that make import os. Let's make the directory data. Okay, and now let's run this. See, look, it's getting data for everything in parallel, right? It's really cool. But I could do other things here. But like, if I wanted to like not do other things, in theory, if I wanted for all the threads to complete, I could do for thread, in threads, a thread dot join, and now like this would block everything, and I'd have to wait for everything to complete. I always write thed. Okay, so now this should, now it's waiting. In the meantime, I created this, what did I do? So I really screwed things up. Apparently I created, I thought I thought I saved things to a folder called data. So how did I mess up so badly? I thought I saved it to data and then symbol, right? But what did I mess up so badly? Maybe in the data utils, I did, nope, I didn't do anything here. Yeah, why is it? Weird. Oh, sorry guys, it's already, oh, that's weird. I accidentally like must have messed up on saving things. Restart. What did I mess up? Why did I save things in the wrong spot? I want to the data folder, and then I want the symbol with 1 minute, right? But here I have data. Oh, sorry, there's a bug in my code. Not a bug, but like from a previous thing, I make a directory here, which I don't need to make. Okay, sorry guys. And now it should work. First of all, let's delete all the directories. I'll delete all directories except the data one. Sorry. This should fix it. Sorry, this was just because of old code I had that did that sort of thing. But now, okay, now everything should work. Probably should make another video with the fixes instead of giving you this messed up one. But like it takes forever, so let's keep this messed up one for now. Um, okay, so now we make the, oh, we already made the directory data, and we run this, and now eventually you're going to see this data thing is going to have the symbols. We already got ln, and soon it'll have many more. Let me fix the other code I had that makes the directory for no reason. Okay. Okay, so now as you see, it's getting data for these things. I'll just wait a little bit longer until you see that it's working for other symbols. But as you see, it's much faster. It's going through a few things at once. And let's see if this worked. Data, it only has the ln thing. But it should have some, because it's going in backwards order, and once it gets to 1110, it should be done. Um, uh, oops. Huh? Oh. See, it's like it's going through all these like asynchronously, not at the same time. 1 second, I'm just waiting until this is done. By the way, if you like this video, like and subscribe. Sorry for the mess ups. Hopefully, I think it's better to post this as instead of not posting it and forgetting about it. But here, you see I have multiple symbols. Anyways, hope you enjoyed. Sorry for the mess up. Thank you.